sorry for calling you so late. I know it's a bit annoying, but can you pick me up? I'm at school killing time at the moment.
Hey, Chloe, what's wrong? Did you have an accident at school?
No accident. I'm just a bit scared. There was a strange woman outside of the school and she tried to talk to me. I don't think it's safe for me to go home by myself. I don't know, she kind of gave me the creeps.
Huh? What do you mean, strange lady? Are you all right? Did she try to harm you in any way? You should go straight to your teachers and tell them what's going on. You're still a young girl.
I haven't told the teachers yet, but maybe I should. By the way she was talking to me, it seems that we might have met somewhere. I don't want to get her in trouble just in case she is someone I know.
What do you mean?
So as I left the school gate, she spotted me straight away. She came up to me really happily and said, "It's you, isn't it, Chloe?" She knew me by name.
She knew your name? This person sounds very dangerous.
That's not all. Get this. She also said you look just like your father. I'm guessing that's how she found out it was me so fast. She must be one of Dad's friends.
Your father? I don't like the sound of this.
So if I had to guess, she's either one of Dad's friends or maybe one of my relatives? She might be someone you know too, Mom.
Maybe. I have an idea of who it could be, and I hope I'm not right. How old was this woman? Was she very young?
She wasn't that young, but if I had to guess, she looks a little bit younger than you.
Okay. Now I'm very sure it's her. Was that all she said? She didn't ask you for anything? She didn't tell you to go anywhere with her?
Nope. Don't worry about that. I went back to school straight after she talked to me. I was hoping a couple of my friends would be there, but it looks like everyone had something to do today. No one I know seems to be here anymore. I don't think it's safe for me to leave the school grounds, so you don't mind picking me up, do you?
Of course, Chloe. What kind of mother would I be letting my child go home after that? I've had a word with my supervisor and she's given me permission to leave early. Finish whatever homework you have until I get there. I'll message once I arrive. Stay safe, and if you see that woman, contact me immediately.
Okay, will do, Mom. I'll be in the classroom with my teacher. See you
soon! All right, Zoe, what are you up to? My daughter told me about a strange woman fitting your description talking to her after she finished school. Who do you think you are, scaring my daughter like that? You're lucky I don't report you to the police. Big sis, how are you? It's been a while. So glad to hear from you. You haven't talked to me in so long. Do you know how much I've been missing you? I'm so glad we can get in touch again. I can't wait to be super close like we used to. Enough with the crap. Answer me. Have you been approaching my daughter or not? I know you're the one talking to her after school. There's not many people that not only know her name, but her father, too. All right, you got me. That was me. If you don't mind me saying, your Chloe is a rude little girl. It's not polite ignoring someone when they say hello to you. She turned around and walked straight back to school the moment I talked to her. Just like her mother. Is this how you raise your children? You should be ashamed of yourself teaching your daughter to be that rude. What are you saying? Should I be teaching my children to talk with strangers lurking around their school? Chloe isn't rude, she's just a smart girl. She knows if a stranger talks to her, the first thing to do is run. You've given me the opportunity to be very proud of her. Thank you. That's low of you to refer to me as a stranger. No matter what you think of me, I'm still Chloe's aunt. There's nothing wrong with family talking to family. It was a simple hello and nothing more. It's not like I hurt her. You may not have hurt her, but you certainly did frighten her. Think about it. Any child would be frightened if a stranger suddenly came up and talked to them. It's not like I wanted to do that. How else was I meant to talk to her? I was just thinking of how good it would be to finally meet my niece. If I went to the school, there might be a chance I'd see her. Then, just as I had hoped, the moment I got there, she was just leaving. I was so excited to see her. I didn't think of whether it was right or wrong to approach her. I just talked to her in the same way any aunt would.
How did you find out what school she went to in the first place?
That's private information you should not know. Don't act all high and mighty. Did you ever think that maybe you're the reason I had to do this? You ignored all my attempts to contact you, and I was left with no choice. After all my desperate attempts, I realized Chloe was the only way I could get through to you. But even that didn't work because the little girl walked back into the school.
That is true. I've had your information blocked for quite some time now. I didn't know you were trying to get through to me. So, you have gone as far as writing a letter and trying to pass it on to my daughter. Whatever you have to say must be important.
That's right. This is very important. I need you to listen. This is something only my big sister can do for me. So please hear what I have to say. I'll get straight to the point. I need one of your kidneys.
Excuse me?
Why would you need one of my kidneys? I'm sick, Rachel. I've been sick for some time now. I've had regular appointments with my doctor, and he has finally told me that I have no choice. I need to find a kidney donor, or else my future is looking bleak.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Are you serious? This isn't some joke? You really have kidney disease, don't you?
No matter what you think of me, I would not joke about something like this. It's true, Rachel. I would love for this to be some joke or a bad dream I can wake up from, but it's true. I went for a couple of tests, and it seems the likelihood of me being compatible with other kidneys is almost zero. I guess this is the type of thing that only family can help with. You are my only hope, Rachel.
Are you serious? Surely there must be other people you can ask. Why does it have to be me?
Just find it in your heart to help your little sister. It's just one of your kidneys. You will still have another one.
I don't want to hear this from you. Don't you try and guilt trip me.
You have a lot of nerve asking a favor from me.
After the stunt you pulled, why should I be inclined to help you in any way?
After hearing what situation I am in, that's the attitude you're going to have? Listen, Rachel. I even tried with my husband to see if his kidney was compatible, and it wasn't. I've asked everyone I can apart from you, and now you are my only hope. Please forgive what I've done and do the right thing. I need your kindness now, Rachel.
Your husband?
Do you mean the husband that you stole from me? So after stealing my husband, do you want to steal one of my kidneys too?
You're a joke, Zoe. Don't make me laugh.
Wait just a minute. Are you seriously getting angry at me right now? Is this how you treat someone with a serious illness? That's low even for you, sister. No matter what happened between us, I'm still your flesh and blood. Are you seriously going to play the flesh and blood card on me? That doesn't excuse you from what you've done. I will admit I took Robert away from you. That's a fact. However, that was 5 years ago. How long are you going to hold a grudge? Do you seriously need more time to get over it?
I don't care if 100 years passed. I would never forgive you for that. Do you know how much I've suffered because of your selfish actions? Did you even care about how I felt?
Robert did the right thing and paid you and everything. You were recompensated. How can you call me selfish when you want more than you were given? Give me a break. What else do you want me to do?
You're really going to bring up money?
The divorce settlement and alimony was done through lawyers. It's all legal. Thanks to Robert being an idiot going on secret dates with you, he used up all his savings and ended up owing me $4,500. You really are ungrateful, aren't you? What person wouldn't be happy getting $4,500 for free? That's a decent amount of money. While we're on the topic of money, let's talk about the child support. Remember how you two promised to pay $450 a month?
Well, it's been 2 years since our last payment.
So why should I do you a favor if you haven't had the courtesy to pay me for 2 years now? It's not like I used the money that was meant for Chloe on something irresponsible. Around the time we stopped paying Chloe's child support was the same time we found out about my kidney failure and had to start paying for medical expenses. Are you seriously saying the medical expenses of a husband-stealing degenerate is more valuable than a little girl's child support? You really are a piece of work, Zoe. I don't care how much Robert has to pay for your medical expenses. It is his duty to pay that child support. Can you hear the way you're talking right now? Your little sister is coming down with a serious illness and you care more about some child support? You are one heartless woman, Rachel. Listen here. You are not my sister. In my eyes, you are not even human. So if you want me to give you one of my kidneys, my answer is no. Tell Robert to pay the child support and don't contact me again. You say a lot of cruel and hurtful things, Rachel. But I've known you for a long time now. I can see straight through you. You may put on a tough front like you don't care, but I know on the inside how soft you are. I know later you're going to think back and regret the things you said to me. Eventually, you are going to give in. Say sorry and give me one of your kidneys. That's the type of person you are. You're making a big mistake if you think I'm that compassionate. Think about it. That $4,500 you're complaining about was the amount of money that you agreed to when we said that Robert had no savings left. Now that it's over and done with, I'll tell you the truth behind that money. We actually took Robert's savings and put it into a different bank account, showing you a bank account that only had a couple of dollars in it. What did you just say? It didn't take a lot of convincing for you to agree to a $4,500 payment. You really are a sucker. Hope you spent that money on something nice. You're kidding me, right? You actually deceived me, your sister, and hid money so you wouldn't have to pay me the amount I deserved. Bingo. At first, we thought it would take more pleading because we thought you would tell us to run into debt, even if it means paying you that money. But you were far too soft to say something like that. Even when we are 2 years behind in child support payments, you haven't said one word the whole time. I bet those payments could go 30 years unpaid and you still wouldn't have said a word. That's it. I've heard enough. You're under the wrong impression if you think my silence is because I am a soft person. I decided that if it meant not talking to you two anymore, that it would be better to not receive the payments. It was tough not receiving any money, but I'd rather that than the potential trouble of associating with you two again. Wait a minute. So you two have money this whole time and didn't make one single payment? Just how immoral are you? No need to get angry, Rachel. I know it doesn't matter how angry you get, you are going to feel bad afterwards anyway. That's the type of person you are. You always put others before yourself, even when the other person is in the wrong. It's been 5 years, Zoe. I've changed since then. I'm the only sibling you have in this world. I know you won't let me suffer through this on my own.
Okay, that's enough. Can you give me my dad back, please?
Huh? What do you mean?
You're right. My mom is terribly soft, and sometimes it gets the better of her. But it's because of her soft disposition that even when times are tough, she gives me the opportunities to pursue the things I want to pursue. It doesn't matter how busy she is at work. She will always work hard if it means supporting me. Because she is the type of person to work hard for me, I would like to repay her by doing my best in school and in life.
Oh, wait. Is that you, Chloe? I'm sorry about today. I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, where's my manners? Nice to meet you. My name is Rachel. I'm your mother's sister, which makes you my niece. I really am sorry about what happened at your school. I wish we met under better circumstances.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm so glad to meet my good-for-nothing, selfish aunt. Did you expect me to be nice after the way you treated my mother?
Sorry, what? You don't hate me too, do you, Chloe?
I was sitting next to my mom the whole time. I saw everything that you said. It must be hard having kidney failure. Being a young, healthy girl, I can't imagine how tough that must be. I do know that kidney failure is quite a serious illness. However, I think this is karma working its magic.
Karma? How dare you refer to my illness as karma?
If it was anyone else, they'd have my sympathies. But I truly believe this is karma. You stole a very important person from my mother. So a very important organ was stolen from you. That's karma.
Hey, Chloe, can I tell you something? You have a poor attitude for a young girl. You should be careful mimicking your mother too much.
I do get commented for being a little bit arrogant from time to time. But what can you expect? Because of you, I've grown up in a family with no father. I'm not like the other kids with both their mom and dads living happily ever after. Maybe that's why people say the things they do about me.
There's that arrogant attitude you share with your mother.
Here's a suggestion from your arrogant niece. If you want my mom's kidney so bad, how about you give me my dad back? Sound like a good deal? The other day, I read a book talking about the idea of equivalent exchange. It means if you want one thing, you have to trade it with something of equal value. My dad is very important to me in the same way my mom's kidney is important to you. So what do you think, Aunt Rachel?
Maybe your mother didn't teach you, but that's not the way you talk to your elders. Why should I give up my husband for something as simple as a kidney? That doesn't make any sense. It's just one kidney.
That's right. It is only one kidney. But it comes at a cost. My mom has to survive off one kidney and she could die because of it. If that ever happens, I'll be left with no one. So you should do the right thing and give me my father back so I won't be alone. If you do that, my mom can finally rest at home in peace. She deserves it after all the years she spent working. With my dad back, he can finally start supporting me by paying for my living expenses. He can also pay my school fees while he is at it. If he works hard, he should have a reasonable amount of money left over for himself. Sounds good, doesn't it?
What part of that is meant to sound good? You really think I'm just going to give away my one and only husband? I'd rather die than live alone without him. Let me teach you a life lesson, Chloe. No one likes a brat. You can't get what you want just because you miss your father.
I never said anything about missing my dad. Do you really think I've been missing the man that cheated and threw my mother away? I have no love for someone like that. I just want him to do his duty as a father and start supporting me financially. He's nothing but an ATM to me.
You have the same cold attitude as your mother. You won't get very far being that cruel to people.
This isn't cruelty. It's fairness. I'm giving you my mom's kidney, and in return, you're giving me my dad. If you aren't willing to sacrifice your husband, I won't let you have my mom's kidney. Mom might give in because of how gentle her spirit is, but I'll never accept that. As long as I'm here, you will never get her kidney.
Okay, I think I've heard enough. Can you put me back to my sister? You're more of a brat than I thought. I won't get anywhere talking to a child.
What do you mean? I think our conversation has been very productive. Is it that hard talking to a middle schooler? I didn't realize kidney failure affects the brain, too.
That's not what I'm talking about, and you know it. I'm not going to sit here wasting time with an arrogant girl that calls her father an ATM. No, I'm not going to ask again. Put me through to your mother.
That's funny, because I'm not going to waste time talking with a lowlife like you either.
A what now? That's not how you talk with your aunt.
I have nothing to say to you. Can you kindly put me through to my father? While you're at it, can you tell him to stop messaging me? It's getting on my nerves. If he has the time to message me, I'd rather he get to work and start paying my child support.
Wait, what did you just say? Are you telling me Robert has been contacting you behind my back?
That's right. He's been so persistent, it doesn't matter how much I ignore him. He still keeps messaging me. He's always saying how much he wants to meet me and if I will convince Mom to go out for dinner as a family. This has been going on for about 2 years now. I'm beginning to wonder if he will ever give up.
I don't believe this. I had no idea.
You know, I haven't replied even once for that 2 years. Even then, he still doesn't understand I'm not interested in dinner.
You know what that means, right? He's been in contact with you ever since we found out about my kidney disease. Why would he do that? This doesn't make sense.
Isn't it obvious? He still loves my mom and wants to get back with her. I'm a middle schooler and even I can see that.
This is unbelievable. Why would he try to throw me away when I need him most? I thought he loved me.
You should know him best. You're his wife. Now, can you put me through to him already? I think we've talked enough. If you don't, you won't be able to say a single word to my mom. Goodbye, Aunt Zoe.
Rachel, we need to talk. You don't actually plan on getting back with Robert, do you? Be straight with me. Are you trying to take my husband away from me? As if I'd get back with that cheating scumbag. I can't believe he's been trying to contact Chloe. Even using her to get through to me. He really is desperate. Don't try and act like you aren't interested in him. I know the three of you went to dinner yesterday. I just saw the receipt sticking out of his coat pocket. How was the lobster? It must be nice having my dear husband treat you to a nice fancy restaurant. You wouldn't believe how much Chloe begged me. I thought it wasn't too bad as long as she stopped pestering me about it. She promised that if we go to dinner once, he will finally stop harassing her. You are telling the truth, right? You aren't lying. If you went anywhere apart from a restaurant, I will find out. This better not be the beginning of you guys making up and me being alone with kidney disease. I told you I'm repulsed by the man. I have zero intentions of getting back together. I should be honest and say we didn't just go to the restaurant. After our meal, we went straight to the bank to pay Chloe's child support. Hold on. He paid for it? You mean all of it?
That's right. It seems Chloe wasn't interested in connecting with her father at all. All she wanted to do was get the money that he owed her. She knew it would be much easier to convince him in person after a nice dinner. She's very bright for her age, especially when it comes to money. She calculated the total amount Robert owes us with ease. Let's just say we won't be bothering you about the child support anymore.
Wait, what do you mean by that? How much did he actually pay?
Everything that was owed. He also paid up until Chloe reaches university. It amounted to about $80,000. An extra $150,000 entered my bank account today, so I'm assuming that's money he borrowed from some credit union.
That idiot! He used all the savings? How could he do that? Is he seriously okay with sending that amount of money to a middle schooler?
Chloe really harbors a lot of hatred for you two. Even I was surprised. When she came to me with the money, she spoke in a way I never heard before. She called Robert a good-for-nothing father and you a selfish tramp. I had to scold her about talking to people that way. Even if it's about you.
I don't care about that. Don't you realize what this means? He has used up all his savings and even put himself in debt just to pay you. What was going through his head? We've been finding it hard getting by as is. How are we meant to pay this massive debt back?
I also found it very strange. When I asked him if he really has the means to give this much money away, he said everything is fine. He has some sort of backup plan.
He doesn't have any other finances that I know of.
He didn't tell me much, but apparently he has a lot of money coming in soon. It must be some stock or cryptocurrency. I don't know, and it's not really my problem.
No, that can't be right. He wouldn't go back into investing. Not after last time. After losing a lot of money, he promised me he'd never play with stocks again. He promised to my face. I don't even want to imagine going through something like that again. Wait a second. This has to be a joke. My insurance has skyrocketed.
Huh? Why?
Robert forgot to lock his PC and I was able to see what he's been doing. What do you know? The man has gone off investing again. Not only that, he's also tampered with my insurance information.
Wow, that sounds like trouble.
Was this really the man I married? What kind of person can throw his sickly wife under the bus and take her insurance money? The payout for the insurance is enormous, and he's made himself the sole recipient. He's betting on the chance that I might die. That's the worst that you could get. I'm not sure what to say. Maybe you can think about it this way. If he decided to divorce you, he would no longer be the sole recipient, so you can be assured he will stay with you until the very end. Is that meant to console me? How would you feel if your husband was betting on your own death? I'm just another way for him to make a buck. It's degrading.
There's really nothing I can say to make this better for you. Good luck, Zoe.
I don't need your pity. He's giving me a reason to fight the disease and keep living. I'll show him. I'll outlive him and he'll never lay a finger on my insurance. There's no way a guy like that will touch my money.
Now that's the attitude you need. Grit and tenacity is the best way to fight a disease. Doesn't matter how bad things get. If you can't maintain that attitude, you're sure to survive. My daughter and I will be supporting you in spirit. Bye!
Zoe and Robert continued living together without divorcing each other. On the surface, they appear to be the perfect couple. A husband constantly accompanying his wife to the hospital and a wife that doesn't give up in the fight against her illness. What people don't see is the wife that abuses her husband for betting on her illness and the husband that seems to be putting an excess amount of salt in his wife's meals. Despite their resentment for each other, Zoe continues living. Her husband's foul behavior might have been the antidote she needed. As for Chloe, while she still has a straightforward, hold-nothing-back attitude, she is cherished among her peers. She's the type of girl a mother can be proud of. Thank you very much for listening to the very end. If there's anyone that liked this video or got a good laugh from it, please leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.
Jerry, are you there? Please answer me. I really need to know where you are right now. I mean, we're way past when we were supposed to get to the restaurant tonight. What is going on with you?
Oh, right. About that. I actually don't really feel like going out to eat with you anymore, so you can just enjoy the night by yourself.
What do you mean that you don't really feel like going out to eat with me? I mean, this is our anniversary. What has gotten into you?
That's right, but it's also another special day. It's the day that we're getting divorced. Sandra, I can't stand living with you anymore. I want a divorce.
Hold on, what? Where is this coming from? Why do you want to divorce me all of a sudden?
Oh, please, don't act like you don't know. You're more than aware of what all of this is about. We've been together for 5 years and you still haven't gotten pregnant? Why would I want to stay with a defective person like you?
I'm sorry, what?
I mean, 5 whole years of my life down the drain since we still don't have any children. What is the point of staying if things aren't gonna change? I want a divorce. It's not only me who is pissed about this, you know? My parents want grandkids and they want them now.
Wait a second. So, is that really the reason why you want to divorce me?
And what of it? I'd say that is more than fair. Both my parents have told me that there is no use keeping someone as useless as you around. Everyone in my family is just waiting on me to get you out of my life already.
I had no idea. Not in the slightest.
They keep telling me that I should be getting out there and looking for a younger, prettier wife. Well, I'm a good son and I listen to my parents, so we're through.
Okay, well, if that is really the reason why you want to split up, then don't you think it's a better idea to try and solve the issue instead of just divorcing? I want kids too, you know. I mean, how many times have I suggested going to the doctor and trying to get to the bottom of why we can't have kids? Whenever I do bring it up, you tell me not to bother going and you never show any interest in going either.
Well, duh. I'm a guy. What use would it do me to go to some doctor about that kind of problem, huh? Obviously, the issue here is that you aren't getting pregnant. We don't need a doctor to tell us that it's all your fault. But now it's been so long and the whole neighborhood is laughing at us. It's all your fault that I'm a laughing stock, you broken woman.
Jerry, I really don't think that anyone in the neighborhood is laughing at us for not having kids.
You don't know what you're talking about, and that doesn't change the fact that I want a divorce. Then I can finally move on and marry a younger woman. One who will actually get pregnant.
Sandra, are you there? I am so sorry to tell you this, but I have some really bad news about the upcoming wedding.
Oh no, bad news? What's wrong?
It's just, I think there are going to be some people at the wedding who you probably aren't going to be happy to see.
Sorry, what do you mean by that? What kind of people?
Well, this is my wedding, right? But it seems like your ex-husband, Jerry, is also going to be there.
Hold on, what? Are you serious? Don't tell me that he's like a friend of the groom or something, right?
Not quite. In fact, it's a bit more complicated than that. The thing is that Jerry's mom is actually my fiance's boss.
Wait, are you kidding me? What a small world.
Right? And my fiance invited her to the wedding to be polite, but then she started insisting that she be allowed to bring her son along as well.
Well, that doesn't really make any sense. I mean, why would she insist on inviting her son to go to a wedding for someone that works under her?
He said that she just kept going on about how she needed to find someone new for his son to marry and that she thought the wedding was the perfect chance.
She wants him to find someone to marry?
Apparently, so I guess that means Jerry still hasn't remarried ever since you two split up. And more than that, I guess it sounds like his mom is stepping in to try and find a partner for him now. From the sound of things, she's already tried to make him go on dates with just about every eligible woman at work by abusing her power as the boss.
I don't believe this. That is really crazy. So she's gotten so desperate to try and find him a new wife that she's just taking him to random people's weddings now? Doesn't she even realize how rude that is?
I know, it's just awful. I still can't understand why someone would do something like this. But she's my fiance's boss, so it wasn't exactly like he could just say no. Anyways, I was just messaging you to warn you that Jerry is probably going to be at the wedding as well.
I see. Well, I'm glad that I know this before I went to the wedding. At least this way it won't be a total shock to see him.
I know, but still, I can't imagine what this must be putting you through. Anyways, I want you to know that I'm going to make sure that you two sit as far away as possible. Unless, that is, you don't want to go anymore. If not, I completely understand.
No, Flora, you're one of my closest friends, and I am going to be there for you no matter what. I promise you that. But I really appreciate you reaching out and telling me about this.
Please don't feel any pressure to be there just for my sake.
I promise it will be fine. Really, there's nothing to worry about. I mean, we divorced 3 years ago. Surely we'll both be able to behave at your wedding.
The universe must have a really sick sense of humor to have us see each other again after all this time in a place like this. Either that, or the world really must be too small.
Jerry, you have no idea just how mutual that feeling is. I really thought that I would never see you again. In fact, I would have preferred it that way.
Well, you seem to have gotten really fat. I never in a million years would have imagined you with a stomach that huge. But I guess a lot can change in 3 years, huh?
Excuse me? Did you really just say that to me?
I'm just saying that you seem to take much better care of your body when we were still married. But I guess the grief of losing me must have driven you to eat your feelings, and now look at you. You've basically ruined your life with how fat you've gotten. Nobody is gonna want to date a fat, ugly cow like you.
You know, a part of me really hoped that you would have changed for the better in the past 3 years. But I guess that was too much to ask for. Anyways, Aren't you trying to find someone to marry? I guess the dating scene hasn't been kind to you then. It must be pretty bad if you're desperately wedding crashing to try and find a partner.
What are you talking about? I'm not desperate at all. You're out of my mind.
I already know the truth. Flora told me all about how you had to enlist your mom to start using her power as boss at her company to try and set you up with other girls. I mean, that's the whole reason why she brought you to the wedding. If that isn't desperation, I don't know what is.
Oh, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about at all. I'm looking for a fertile woman, and I'm not going to let anyone try and judge me for that. Certainly not a barren old hag like you. I just care a lot about who I end up with, so I'm being very careful with the selection process.
I remember the day you told me you wanted to get divorced. You swore that you would find someone younger and prettier than me. But it's been 3 years, and it seems to me like you haven't met a single person. I guess the selection process must be really, really competitive.
Oh, just who do you think you are? You don't get to talk to me that way. You're just a fat old cow who can't have any kids. You barely even qualify as a human. You know that? If you think that I'm just gonna sit here and take that from you, then you have another thing coming.
Do you really think I'm scared of you at all? You don't know anything about the past 3 years of my life.
And nor do I care. Just the fact that you're here at this wedding is probably killing my chances of meeting some killer babes. I won't have you ruin my life a second time by blowing up this chance for me. I need to give my parents grandchildren, and I won't stop until that's done. I certainly won't be judged for it.
No one is judging you for wanting to have a child of your own and give your parents a grandchild. In fact, I can really sympathize with you wanting to do that. All I'm saying is that in order to do that, you have to have your mom drag you to a wedding where you don't even know anyone. I can live with myself if I did something like that.
Well, I guess we're just different people. But I know that someone is going to see me and want to talk to me exactly because I stand out from all the friends and family here. Then I'm going to find my perfect woman. This is my perfect chance to finally find a good wife. In fact, I've already been talking to someone, so,
Wait, what? You already found someone?
You really shouldn't be surprised. If you must know, she's a young girl, only 23. We've already exchanged numbers. She seemed to really hit it off with me. She's probably in love with me already. It won't be long before she's absolutely obsessed with me. So, unlike you, I can still pull people left and right.
23 years old. Jerry, I mean, come on. Don't you think that's just a bit too young?
What are you talking about? The younger she is, the more likely it'll be that she can have kids without any issues. She's the perfect choice to be my wife and bear my children.
I understand that, but you're 40 years old. I really wouldn't be creeping around a wedding talking to girls that age and trying to give them your number if I were you.
That just shows what you know. Women can't help but be naturally attracted by my charm. You should know that. Anyways, it seems to me like I'll be having my happily ever after much earlier than you are. But I knew that was always gonna happen. I also knew it was the right choice to kick you to the curb when I did.
You have got some really messed up ideas about women and an overly inflated ego. You know that?
All I hear are the jealous cries of an unlovable woman. A fat, ugly, stupid woman. You're just jealous that I'm about to start my new life with a woman half my age, while you're just gonna be single for the rest of your life.
You do know that I'm not actually fat, right? I'm pregnant. The belly bump is a baby.
Wait, are you serious? You're really pregnant?
That's right. I am pregnant. In fact, although I'm sure that if I never corrected you, you would have just gone on calling me a cow. I understand that you must be walking on air right now, having exchanged numbers with some young little thing. But I seriously doubt that she would even go on a date with you, much less ever want to marry you. I mean, do you really think that one girl is going to want to be with a guy who calls his ex a fat cow when she's pregnant?
Blah, 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 blah. You haven't changed at all. Anyway, if you're pregnant, does that mean you've remarried?
That's right. I actually got married just 1 year after you and I got divorced. It was really just good fortune that I met my husband when I did.
This isn't fair. How could you get married before me? And not only that, but you're pregnant? No, I refuse to believe that. You just have to be fat, right?
I'm sure that you would love to believe that, but no. I am pregnant with my husband's child, and those are the facts.
But I thought that you couldn't get pregnant. I mean, we were married for 5 whole years and you never got pregnant. That was the whole reason why we divorced.
Well, my husband and I started trying for a baby as soon as we got married. But before that, we went to a doctor to make sure that there would be no issues. The doctor ran some tests on the both of us, but she couldn't find a single problem that would have prevented either of us from having any children.
There must be some kind of mistake here, right?
The only thing that doctor told me that I should be careful of was any undue stress on my body. She was also just a bit worried about my age, but said that she would just monitor my body throughout the pregnancy. We haven't had any trouble there either. After that, it was just a matter of making sure I kept a balanced diet and stayed active. Now I'm basically about to pop.
I don't believe this. Why did the doctor say that you wouldn't have any problems when you wouldn't get pregnant for all that time?
We'll never know now since you refused to go to the doctor and be checked for any problems.
But it wouldn't have been my fault anyways. I mean, you were the one who couldn't get pregnant. There's no way that it could have been my fault.
Well, you can keep telling yourself that if you want. It doesn't really make any difference to me one way or the other. But you had some nerve putting all of the blame on me and leaving me the way you did. I seriously think that it was just the levels of stress that I was living under that kept me from getting pregnant.
So you're just trying to say that I was stressing you out and that's why you couldn't get pregnant? Are you seriously trying to pin your infertility on me right now?
Well, all you ever did was badger me about having kids, but you never took any concrete steps to look into what could have been wrong. I suggested it over and over again and you showed no interest.
Oh, shut up. Do you think that just because you got married and you're gonna have kids before me, that you get to treat me like this? I still have that 23-year-old wrapped around my finger, just waiting to marry me. Don't forget that. And I'll have a young, beautiful wife soon enough.
You seem to be really, really sure about this, even though you've just met this woman. I mean, all she did was agree to give you her number. You realize that that doesn't mean much, right?
Oh, you don't get it. That's just how I get my foot in the door. The next step is dating, and before you know it, we'll be together. Besides, older men are all the rage now. Don't you know that? I know that there are tons of young girls out there who are just ready to throw themselves at me.
I seriously don't even know what to say to that. If you really think that's how young women work, then wow, you have a lot of issues.
You're just past your prime. You don't know what women want anymore. But I do, and I see all the lusty stares I'm getting just at this wedding. Everyone wants me. Everyone wants to date me. Everyone wants to marry me. And everyone wants my kids.
Wow. Just wow. I almost feel bad for when you realize that none of that is true and your ego comes crashing down on top of you. You're literally just exchanged numbers with one girl, and I think that that girl is just the daughter of your mom's boss.
What do you mean?
Well, I heard your mom wasn't the only person that Fiona's fiancé invited from work. He also invited the company president. I guess that he knows his daughter somehow, so they both came to the wedding.
Wait, hold on. You mean to tell me that Flora's fiancé somehow knows my mom's boss's daughter?
That's right. I can't believe that that's the girl who gave you her number. I mean, you're probably in a lot of trouble now.
This is really, really bad. What am I gonna do? It isn't my fault woman can't help but find me irresistible. Besides, it isn't like she even looked put off when I suggested that we exchange numbers.
I really don't think that was the case. I think that you were just completely unable to even read her.
What do you mean by that? She was throwing herself at me. Suggesting that we exchange numbers was the least that I could do to try and get her to give me some space.
If you think she was really all that happy, I recommend going to ask your mom how she really felt. I saw that she was called to the back of the venue by her boss for a private talk.
Wait, hold on, she was? But I didn't know that. What did he want to talk about? What's going on here?
Do you really need to even try and guess what he wanted to talk to her about? I'm sure you can figure it out if you put just a little bit of thought into it.
Sandra, are you there? I'm in some big trouble. Please, you have to answer me. It's a disaster. My mom might be getting fired from her job, and she's telling me that if she does, it'll all be my fault.
Oh no, it sounds to me like you've gotten your mom in quite the pickle, doesn't it? I doubt she pictured herself getting fired after she managed to talk Flora's husband into letting you come to the wedding.
But all I did was ask if she wanted my number. I don't get it. And you know what the worst part was? I called her and asked if she wanted to go out for some coffee, and she laughed at me.
I guess the president must be really protective over his daughter.
Well, it's not just that, though. Apparently, he found out that Mom had been trying to make all the other women who work under her go on dates with me. He said he's gonna fire her for abusing her position. But she was only doing all of that to try and help me. Oh, I feel so horrible.
Oh, I see. Well, at least he has a better reason for firing her than just you creeping on his daughter. I have to say that I am solidly on the company president's side on this one.
What do you mean? Don't you even feel bad for me at all? I am in serious trouble. Can't you see that?
And you think I should feel bad for you? Why would I ever feel bad for you, Jerry?
Well, I mean, this was my one chance to meet someone new and it's gone. Isn't that sad? Not only that, but my mom might lose her job. Oh, please, can't you at least feel a little sorry for me?
I don't feel bad for you, in the slightest. In fact, we're not even married anymore, so I don't know why you're coming to me to cry about this. I don't care what happens to you. Now, if you have nothing else to say, I think we're done here.
Wait, no, you can't go yet, please. I'm begging you. This is really, really bad. Don't you get that? You should be showing more sympathy for your poor ex-husband. Why don't you come and comfort me a little or something?
Well, that is a very interesting perspective that you bring to the table, but after giving it a little bit of consideration, I have come to the conclusion that I would rather drive a nail under my fingernail.
This isn't a joke. I'm serious. Things are really, really bad for me right now. I mean, we were married once. We loved each other. Doesn't that emotion count for anything now? Besides, just whose fault do you think it is that things turned out this way? You need to take responsibility for your actions and give me your firstborn.
OMG, what? Have you seriously gone crazy or something? Why on earth would I do that? Why on earth would you even suggest that?
Well, if you won't do that, then let's get married again. If you actually can have kids, then everything should be fine. I mean, that means there was no need for us to split up in the first place, right? Oh, so please, marry me and give me a kid.
You have to be kidding me. No, that's not going to happen. Besides, I already have a new husband.
But you can just leave him and come back to me, right? That shouldn't be a problem. And I don't care about who the kid's real parents are. That doesn't matter to me. Besides, we can just dump him somewhere and make a new one.
You did not seriously just suggest that I leave my husband and abandon my child so I can get back together with you, right? You are seriously out of your mind.
But we never should have split up in the first place. If you can actually have kids, then that basically means that this whole thing was just one big mistake. I'll never find someone to remarry at this rate, and it's all your fault that we split up. If you had just gotten pregnant, then none of this would have happened. Please, my mom is gonna lose her job over this. Don't you see that? You need to do something about this.
Are you seriously trying to pin the whole pregnancy thing on me again? We have been over this. I gave you every chance to look into why we weren't able to have kids, and instead of going to the doctor, your solution was to divorce me. How about you take some responsibility and own up to your own actions? At this rate, you really will never find someone new. All you do is repel people.
That isn't true. I'm a chick magnet. I have animal magnetism. I even stopped showering so that I give off more of my natural pheromones.
Oh, I seriously don't even know what to say to you. No wonder you're still single. How was I ever married to you? All I know is that I'm thankful things ended before I ever had a kid with you. You would probably be the worst father in the world to our child.
Hey, come on. You shouldn't be talking to me like that. Just think of everything that you and I have been through.
I can say those things to you because you won't just get out of my life and leave me alone already. We're not married. We don't have kids, and I don't owe you anything. You literally just told me that I should abandon my child. I will never, ever, ever, ever want to be with a guy like you. I hope no woman ever has the displeasure of being with you.
But what about my dream to finally give my parents the grandchild that they've always wanted? They still haven't stopped talking about it. I feel like a failure since I haven't done it yet.
Honestly, at this rate, you're better off just buying a baby doll and showing it to your parents. I worry for the health and safety of any child that you have.
Oh, come on. Was that necessary?
I'm just being honest with you. Anyways, I'm going to be going now. Have a crappy life, Jerry. I hope that I never have the displeasure of seeing you again. I learned all of this from a friend later, but apparently Jerry's mom did actually end up getting fired. After that, Flora's husband was given her old position, but before he could arrive to take over, something strange happened in the office. When Jerry's mom emerged from the boss's office with a box of her stuff and tears in her eyes, the whole office erupted into cheers and applause and started hugging each other. It was as if a great evil was lifted from all of them. Jerry's mom had no choice but to find another job as soon as she could. She began working at a convenience store, but was fired for asking every young woman that walked in if they wanted to go on a date with her son. Jerry actually ended up going on about 300 unsuccessful dates that were set up for him by his mom. Eventually, she gave up and decided to focus her efforts on saving up for retirement. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hi, Melanie. How's your day going so far?
I told you my name is Melanie. That joke isn't even funny. Can you cut it out already?
What? Why should I? It suits you so well, after all. Why don't you change your name to Smelanie and make it simpler for everyone?
We're not in high school, are we? I'm just saying we should act like adults here.
I'm just calling you a nickname. It's a sign of affection, okay?
In that case, instead of Gloria, shall I call you Gorilla from now on? As long as I say it with affection, you don't mind, right?
Hey, don't even think about it, okay? If you're going to come up with a nickname for me from Gloria, it should be Glory or Glorious, right?
What about you is so glorious, exactly? Clarify it for me.
My good looks and charm, duh.
I don't know if I would agree with you on that.
Well, then I guess your eyes just don't work as well as mine.
Maybe we don't share the same values then. Anyway, did you want something? I assume that's why you messaged me in the first place.
Actually, there's something I want to say to you.
I see. Is it about joining the local mom support group? Because I've already said no multiple times.
Oh, come on. You'll get a bonus mini purse from Vuitton if you do.
No thanks. I already have a purse. Do you really give those away to everyone who joins up?
Yep. I've already given away 30 of them to the other members. Are you impressed?
Nothing less from Gloria, I guess. Your husband is the head surgeon at a local hospital, right? No wonder you have cash to burn.
Well, I'm supporting him, you see. He wouldn't be able to do what he does and make that money in the first place if he didn't have me around to take care of him. You know what they say? Behind every great man is an even greater woman. Or something like that. So, as show of his gratefulness, he lets me buy whatever I want. Simple, really.
Good for you.
Anyway, hurry up and join the group already. How many times do I have to invite you before you stop playing hard to get?
I already told you I'm not interested.
Don't be so selfish. I'm not just saying this for your sake. I'm saying this for Cassidy's. It will be easier for her to make friends if her mom knows all the other moms in town. You can introduce her to other kids. See?
Cassidy has plenty of friends already, and so do I.
Well, that's great to hear. Then you can get along with all of us as well.
Don't you guys already have more than enough members? Do you really need me to join that much?
You're a pro hair and makeup artist for celebrities and stuff, right?
Oh, I see. I thought it might be something to do with that.
As it just so happens, I'm a huge fan of NYC boys.
Is that so?
Have you ever actually met them?
Yeah, a few times.
Wow! Are you serious? I'm so jealous. You're lucky. So awesome. I love those guys. I even bought all their CDs and everything, you know.
Sorry, but I can't get you any autographs.
But I haven't even asked yet. How do you know?
What do you think would happen if I accepted every request for an autograph that I get?
No big deal, right? Just take a pen and a piece of paper to the studio. Their hands won't get tired. I don't get what the big deal is. It's not like you're the one who has to write the autograph, so why are you complaining?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you actually know what you're asking me to do? If I accept your request, that means I have to accept everyone's requests. And it's not like I'm close with any of the band members. They're under no obligation to accept any of my requests. I would probably end up getting fired for being unprofessional.
You're so selfish. What is wrong with you? You can't just do one little favor for a good friend.
I don't even know you that well.
You've really done it now, Smelanie. You've angered the chairwoman of the local mom support group.
Okay. So sorry if I'm not quaking in my boots.
Don't think you or your child will be able to get through kindergarten in peace. I can make your life very difficult, you know.
Wow, you're really mad about this, huh?
If you don't want to have to deal with me, then you better get me those autographs.
I'm not worried. I think I can more or less predict what's going to happen anyway.
What I've got planned for you is far beyond anything that your tiny brain can predict. Wait and see, Smelanie. Well. How does it feel now, Smelanie? Starting to regret your decision yet?
Well, if it isn't Gorilla.
I told you not to call me that already!
And I told you not to call me Smelanie, didn't I? If you're going to keep calling me Smelanie, then I'm going to keep calling you Gorilla.
But I don't understand. Why aren't you freaking out yet? You should be messaging me right now saying, "How could you do this to me?"
I told you I could predict what you were planning to do.
You're lying. You're just pretending to be strong, aren't you? I know you're crying on the inside.
Not really. Not even a little bit. So you saw me coming out of a shady bar with an unknown gentleman at 2 a.m. and you think I might be working there in secret. Very creative, Gorilla.
Everyone believes it, you know. They're shocked. They didn't think you were that kind of woman.
Is that right?
Are you sure you want to drop your kid off at preschool tomorrow? Everyone will be staring at you with cold, unwelcoming eyes.
So what? You think I care that much about my reputation?
Yeah, right. Of course you are. Don't pretend like you're above everyone else.
I should be saying the same thing to you.
I can get rid of this rumor as quickly as I started it, you know? I'll just tell everyone I got the wrong person, and all of this unpleasantness will disappear like bubbles in champagne. You know what you have to do, right? The autographs.
I don't care. You can do whatever you want. I'll still be dropping my kid off at school tomorrow like any other day.
Oh, have it your way. You won't give me a good reaction no matter what I do, huh? Talk about a letdown.
You shouldn't go around harassing people to pass the time, Gorilla.
You can pretend to be tough right now, but I'll make you cry soon enough.
Wah, 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 wah. Are you happy now? Are we done here?
I don't need the attitude, okay? This is so annoying. Before the week is out, I'll have you sobbing on your knees. Mark my words.
You can do whatever you want to me, but if you ever do anything to my daughter Cassidy, I'll make sure you regret it for the rest of your life. Just be aware of that.
Is that supposed to intimidate me?
You're the one trying to intimidate me. I'm just giving you a warning, that's all. Whatever you do to my daughter, I will do to you 100 times over.
Yeah, whatever. Don't think you can scare me, Smelanie. You have no power over me. Hey, Smelanie!
What is it, Gorilla? Got a problem?
Why haven't you reacted yet?
What on earth could you be talking about, Gorilla? I haven't said anything to you, right? When you suddenly check in out of the blue seeking a reaction out of me, it's like waving a flag saying, I'm the culprit.
Huh? What do you mean by that? What culprit? I was just checking in to see how you were doing.
Sure you were. Even though you've never checked in on me before, even once. And I guess it's just a crazy, wild coincidence that you're checking in on me like this the day after my daughter's bicycle got wrecked. Huh?
What? That's crazy.
I know. Wild, isn't it?
What happened to it?
It was totally fine until last night. But then this morning I found it painted black with the saddle missing and covered in trash. Can you believe that?
Wow. Some people can be so cruel, can't they?
Yes, you'd think people would find a better use of their time. There was a bunch of perfectly good fruit and vegetables strewn all throughout the trash as well. Even though they're so expensive these days.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe someone would waste food like that.
Yes, indeed. Before she could see what had happened to it, I got rid of it. I told her it was broken, so Dad and I took it to the repair shop.
I see. Well, that's probably for the best. We wouldn't want her to have to see her bicycle broken and get upset now, would we? Children are very delicate, after all.
Yes, and no one wants to see their precious little girl crying.
So true. I'll help you find the culprit.
Thanks for offering, but we've already found the culprit.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we have security cameras installed, so we already know who did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was really surprised when I checked. I never would have thought Nikki from the local mom support group would be capable of such a thing.
Wow, that is a surprise. Nikki, huh? Who'd have thought?
Yeah, I guess you never know who you can trust.
I should have her kicked out of the group. Leave it to me. I'll have a stern word with her.
Don't worry about it. I called her this morning.
You did?
She came over immediately to apologize, and she's just left.
You forgave her then?
Of course.
But why?
Well, it's all in the past, isn't it? Nothing anyone can do about it now. We all make mistakes.
You have a big heart, I see.
You think so? I'm not mad at her.
Oh, you're not? You're very forgiving.
If anything, I'm wondering if I'm at least partly to blame for this whole thing.
So you finally realized it? The victim always has a hand in their own suffering.
Yeah. I'm sorry I've been so rude to you, Gloria.
Huh? What's this change of heart all of a sudden?
I'll arrange it so that you can meet the NYC boys in person. Would you like that?
Huh? Really? I
would be perfectly happy with just an autograph. It's a way of apologizing for all my stubbornness. In a few days, I'll give you a backstage pass.
Amazing! Are you serious?
You like Brad, right?
Mike is my favorite now. I just can't get enough of his innocent looks, you know?
I can arrange for you to meet them in person and talk for a few minutes. Get a picture and an autograph if you're okay with that.
Oh, wow! That's way beyond what I could ever have asked for. Thanks, Melanie. You're the best. I'm sorry for everything, too, okay? I didn't realize you were such a good person.
Hey, don't worry about it. I've already got permission to bring you backstage. This is a special favor, so you can't tell anyone about it, okay?
Okay, no problem. Your secret is safe with me. Hey, Melanie! You've really done it now!
I can't stop laughing. I'm definitely getting a beer to wash down this sweet revenge.
Don't make fun of me.
So, how did your little meet and greet with the NYC boys go?
You know exactly how it went.
But I haven't heard the details from them yet. And I want to hear them from you.
I wouldn't have wanted to meet them if I knew it was going to be like that.
Aw, that's too bad. After I took all that time to set up the perfect meeting for you guys. You didn't have fun.
Why did you have to go behind my back and say all that stuff to them?
Like what?
Like about what happened to your daughter's bike? All 5 of them were mad at me, you know? They said they expected better from their fans and that they don't want money from people like me. It was hell.
Oh, I see.
I couldn't get an autograph from any of them, much less a photo. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if they spread word about me on the internet. They were so mean.
Well, the thing is, Mike is actually very protective of my Cassidy. When I mentioned what happened to her bicycle to him, he was very upset.
But I didn't do that. That was Nikki from next door, right? Blame it on her.
You still don't get it, do you? I heard the whole story from Nikki. You threatened her, didn't you? Her husband secretly has a debt to your husband, right? And you said that you would expose them if she didn't follow your instructions.
So she told you everything?
Of course. If you were given the choice between admitting everything or being turned over to the police, then which option would you pick?
Well, whatever. You don't have any proof that I told her to do it. All you have is the video of Nikki destroying the bicycle, and you can't connect that to me. You're just trying to shove all the blame on me.
I'm afraid that's not true. Nikki's not an idiot, you know. She recorded the conversation that the two of you had when you threatened her.
Huh? You serious?
And moreover, it seems you've been trying this kind of thing on the other women from the mom support group, haven't you? But what you didn't know is that everyone has been gathering evidence on you just for a time like this.
That can't be true. I didn't do any of this. They're lying.
I have 30 different voice recordings that say otherwise. I wonder what will happen to you when it all comes out.
This isn't fair. They're supposed to be my friends. How could they do this to me? We might have had a few misunderstandings here and there, but we have a strong bond.
You lure them in with material possessions, spread rumors when you can't get what you wanted, and threaten people when they want out. What part of that contributes to your strong bond, exactly?
He wouldn't understand.
Well, it seems your little support group is on the verge of collapse.
Yeah, right. No one could betray me after I gave them a Vuitton handbag.
Are you really sure about that? All 30 members are saying they want to leave.
What?
And they're going to return everything you gave them.
No way.
Seems like they're all completely fed up with you.
I don't believe you. I get lunch with everyone once a week, and they all show up, you know.
Because if they don't show up, you'll threaten them, obviously. I heard you even forced one woman who was in hospital with a fever and an IV drip to come to your lunch meetups.
That's because it was an important meeting that day. I've been planning to turn the group into a business, I'll have you know.
About that. That's yet another problem. You sitting around at the lunch meeting ordering everyone around like, you make the website, you do the PR, you're in charge of the accounting, and so on. Everyone has better things to do, you know.
But we're a team! Delegating work is the job of the boss, isn't it?
So the plan was to form a company with a group of moms, recruit sponsors, and hold child-raising events, right?
Yes, exactly! A genius idea, even if I do say so myself.
And who exactly is going to go along with that when you can't even raise a child yourself?
Excuse me?
You leave your child in the hands of a babysitter almost every night and go swanning off to attend all those mysterious parties. How is anyone supposed to think you're taking childcare seriously?
What would you know about it?
I don't know anything. But I do know that you bring a different man to the local mom support group meetings and show him off every week. Boys half your age too, I hear.
How do you even know about that?
Don't you think it's in poor taste, considering you have a husband?
I'm just trying to help young people with their futures.
Is flirting with them during the meeting and making the other moms take pictures of you sitting on their laps helping with their futures? Aren't you 35 years old already?
You're just jealous.
Why would I be jealous?
Because you don't have any handsome guys in your life. You resent me.
I'm surrounded by handsome guys at work all day long. If anything, I've had enough of looking at handsome guys for a lifetime.
Why are you so determined to take my friends away from me anyway?
I didn't do anything. All of this is the result of your own behavior.
I'll have to start over from zero.
You're planning to continue doing this sort of thing? I doubt you're going to have much luck now that all the moms in town know the truth about you.
I'll just move.
You're an idiot, aren't you?
Excuse me?
You're just going to be repeating the same cycle over and over again.
So what? It has nothing to do with you.
Besides, the only reason you can afford to do this stuff in the first place is because of your rich husband. So I guess it's not going to be easy for you anymore.
And why not?
You threatened to expose everyone again last night, didn't you? So a few people in the group decided to expose you before you had a chance to do anything.
They did what?
Well, it's not like anyone is hiding anything too dark. I wash my mother-in-law's clothes with the dust cloths. I have a $300 tab at the bar. Those kinds of things. Those kind of cute little secrets don't even compare to what you're hiding.
I gotta go. I need to talk to my husband.
Now, wait just a minute.
What? I'm in a hurry.
You're too late for that now.
What? Why?
Those women have already shown your husband all the pictures of you with those young guys you're acquainted with.
You gotta be kidding me.
Apparently, he was absolutely livid when he saw them.
How could they?
Divorce is on the cards for sure, it seems.
But I'll lose my status as a doctor's wife.
I wonder what will be left for you when the divorce is through. You have no real friends, and those young men won't go near you if you don't have money.
Don't say it. I already feel a sense of despair.
It looks like money, power, and threats are not enough to hold a group of people together.
This is terrible. How could this happen to me? You'll at least stay friends with me. Right, Melanie?
No thanks.
I'll apologize to everyone. Can you help me to say sorry?
No, I can't.
I'll buy you clothes. What brands do you like? Chanel? Armani?
You never learn, do you? By the way, aren't you forgetting something?
Like what?
Like my daughter's bicycle.
Oh, that. I am sorry about that. But, I have my reasons.
Are you still trying to make excuses for yourself?
Okay, I'm sorry.
You can't even buy that bike in the US, you know.
Wait, really?
Cassidy got it as a present from a famous actor. He had it shipped overseas. I'll never forgive you for destroying it. I'm going to sue you for property damage.
I said I'm sorry, okay? Can't you forgive me?
Don't you remember what I told you? You can do whatever you want to me, but if you ever do anything to my daughter Cassidy, I'll make sure you regret it for the rest of your life.
I'll replace it.
You'll have to go get one from the Netherlands.
I will. I've been to the Netherlands dozens of times. I can go next week.
And how are you going to get there? You're going to lose everything, remember?
Oh.
You're going to have to work hard to pay for your husband's alimony, the bicycle, and for threatening everyone. I imagine it's going to be tough.
But that's so much money. It's impossible.
I think I have the perfect NYC Boys lyric for this situation. Have you heard their song, Sunken Depths? Because just like the lyrics, you're on a sinking ship with no lifeboat. After that, Gloria brazenly demanded that she split her possessions 50-50 with her husband. But in the end, in exchange for not having to pay alimony, she was kicked out of her house with $0 to her name. Since her daughter was not attached to her, Gloria's husband got full custody, and her mother-in-law is taking care of her now. As for my daughter, I bought her a new bike. She was getting too big for the old one anyway, and she was happy to change to something different. I'm sure Gloria could never have imagined that she would in fact be the one who ends up working at a shady bar. But now peace has come to the kindergarten, and we parents often get together for lunch and laugh about everything that happened. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more like it, hit the like button below and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.